What is your opinion on the stereotype of Falang that come to Thailand looking for Thai girls? What do you think about ladyboy in Thailand? พี่แซกอยากจะอยู่ที่ไทยตลอดไปไหมคะสวัสดีครับทุกคนรู้ไหมครับแซกย้ายมาประเทศไทยมากกว่า1ปีที่แล้วนะครับแล้วแซกเริ่มถ่ายวิดีโอเกี่ยวกับชีวิตของตัวเอง3 เดือนหลังจากนั้นนะครับ and I started this channel with literally 0 followers and to see all the progress and growth that we've had within the last 9 months is just amazing to see and I'm very grateful for everyone's support. So thank you. In the last video, I told everyone to ask the best questions that they could think of, whether it's what they want to know more about me, about learning Thai, life in Thailand, literally about anything. And I've picked the best questions that everyone asked from here on YouTube and from Instagram as well. คำถามที่เป็นภาษาไทยแซกจะตอบเป็นภาษาไทยเหมือนกันนะครับ And the questions that are in English, I will reply to those in English as well. And of course, I'll have the subtitles here on the screen. So we'll start things off with some rapid fire questions and then get into the juicier questions as the video goes on. So without further ado, let's get started. So question number 1 from Ken on YouTube. Zach, how tall are you? So I'm 188 centimeters, 188 centimeters, but in the US we would say 6 foot 2 inches tall. From Temp Mean. Guys, I'm probably going to get the names wrong a lot here, so if I do, I apologize. But Temp Mean asks, if you don't mind, what visa are you on, please? So I study at a language school here in Bangkok, and the school that I go to offers education visas for the students that study there. So yeah, I have an education visa. Pam X P14 asks พี่อยู่ไทยมากี่ปีแล้วคะแจ็คอยู่ไทยมา1 ปี 1 เดือนแล้วนะครับไม่นานมากใช่ไหมครับ The next question is going to be a 3-in-1 from Paris Queen. How long have you been vegetarian? From Satar, is it easy to find vegetarian or vegan food around Bangkok? And from P Goes Traveling, is it more challenging to be vegan in Thailand or in the US? So as far as how long I've been vegan for close to 7 years now. And as far as is it easy to find vegan or vegetarian food around Bangkok? It is so easy. There's vegan food everywhere in Bangkok. In fact, I have a Google Maps list of restaurants that are either completely vegan or have some sort of vegan options on their menu, along with cafes that have some sort of vegan milk alternatives. And I'll overlay that on the screen here just to show you like how many options there are. It's quite insane actually. And the next question was, is it more challenging to be vegan in Thailand or in the US? And I don't think one is necessarily more challenging than the other. I think they're just different. So in the US, I'm from a small town, so the amount of restaurants with vegan options is quite limited. But contrarily to Thailand, grocery stores in the US have so many vegan alternatives, whether it's yogurt, cheese, vegan meat substitutes, anything you could think of, they have it there in grocery stores in the US. On top of that, in the US, it's just really expensive to eat out, and it's just so much cheaper to make food on your own. When I lived in the US, I would cook food myself like 28 out of 30 days per month. Whereas here in Thailand, it's pretty much the exact opposite. Like most of the time, I'm eating out every single day. So for me, it's not that one is more difficult than the other. It's just that it's different. Whether I'm cooking food or whether I'm ordering out, I don't mind either one. It's just kind of what's more convenient for me at that time. Okay, next question from Fluorescent Islandia. I hope I got that name right too. How do you handle the weather and humidity in Thailand? Oh my God. Speaking of which, it is really hot right now. Where I grew up, we had 4 distinct seasons. We had warm summers, hot weather, really nice. We had a fall season where the leaves would change colors and fall off the tree. We had really cold winters with lots of snow. And then we had spring seasons where all the flowers and trees would bloom. And that would happen every single year. And by far, my least favorite season out of all of those was the cold season with the snow. I absolutely hated it. And that's the reason, one of the main reasons that I went to university in South Florida in the United States, because in Florida it's similar to Thailand but not quite as extreme in the fact that it's warm or hot year-round. Now the heat in Bangkok is way stronger than what you would get in Florida, but regardless, I would rather take the extreme heat that's found here in Bangkok or all over Thailand than the harsh winters and snow that we have where I'm from in New Hampshire. The next question from Jane. แซกมีโอกาสมาครอบครัวพ่อกับแม่มาเที่ยวเมืองไทยบ้างไหมประมาณ6 เดือนที่แล้วพ่อกับแม่มาเที่ยวเมืองไทยครั้งแรกนะครับเราไปเชียงใหม่เกาะสมุยแล้วก็กรุงเทพก่อนพ่อแม่มาเมืองไทยแซกรู้สึกกลัวนิดหน่อยที่เขาจะไม่ชอบใช่ไหมแต่พ่อแม่ชอบทุกที่ในเมืองไทยเลยนะครับแล้ว เขาบอกว่าจะมาเที่ยวที่นี่บ่อยๆนะครับพ่อแม่รักเมืองไทยเลย and the next question is actually from my mom on Instagram do you miss your mom and dad I miss my mom and dad so much like I wish they could visit more often because as of right now they've only been here one time but you know my parents are getting close to retirement so hopefully within the next year or so they'll be able to settle down and come visit more often okay guys now I think it's time to get into a little bit of the juicier and deeper questions that you guys probably want to hear even more so let's get into it คำถามต่อไปจากบูติกใน IG คืออะไรที่ทำให้ชอบเมืองไทยตั้งแต่ครั้งแรกที่มาคะแล้วตอนนี้ยังชอบในเรื่องนั้นอยู่ไหมคะตอนแซกมาเมืองไทยครั้งแรกนะครับผมออกจากสนามบินทาง Airport Link ใช่ไหมแล้วก็ผมเปลี่ยนขึ้น MRT ที่สถานีมักกะสันตอนนั้นมันเป็นประมาณ6 โมงเย็นถึง1 ทุ่มประมาณนั้นรถไฟฟ้าก็เลยเต็มเลยใช่ไหมครับแล้วสิ่งแรกที่ผมสังเกตคือความเงียบเพราะว่าคนไทยไม่อยากรบกวนคนอื่นใช่ไหมครับในขณะนั้นผมหรือว่าวัฒนธรรมที่ไทยไม่เหมือนกับประเทศอื่นที่นี่มันเป็นแบบดีที่สุดในโลกเลยตอนนี้ก็ชอบความเกรงใจของคนไทยเหมือนเดิมนะครับมันน่าจะเป็นสิ่งที่ผมชอบที่สุดเกี่ยวกับประเทศไทยนะครับคำถามต่อไปจากยูยาซูโอตั้งแต่มาไทยมี culture shock บ้างไหมครับมีครับมีแน่นอนครับ ก่อนมาเมืองไทยครั้งแรกแจ็คไม่รู้ว่าประเทศไทยเป็นประเทศที่ปลอดภัยนะครับเพราะว่าตอนนั้นแจ็คไม่รู้อะไรเรื่องเมืองไทยเลยเวลาคนไทยจอดรถเขาจะใช้เกียร์ว่างเพื่อที่รถคันอื่นจะออกไปได้
Watch this A lot of times in Thailand, if the parking lot is full, people leave their cars in neutral, so that way they can park in front of your car, and then if you need to get out, you can just push their car out of the way. So if you see that in Thailand, now you know.
ตอนแรกแซกคิดว่ามันแปลกมากว่าที่อเมริการถจะโดนขโมยแน่นอนนะครับทุกคน แต่ตอนนี้แซกรู้ว่าประเทศไทยเป็นประเทศที่ปลอดภัยนะครับก็เลยมันดีมากคำถามจากอามิโนโอเคใน YouTube คือคิดยังไงถึงยอมทิ้งชีวิตที่บอสตันห่างครอบครัวมาใช้ชีวิตที่ไทยจริงๆแล้วแซกรู้แล้วว่าผมไม่อยากใช้ชีวิตที่อเมริกาแล้วนะครับแต่ผมไม่รู้ว่าจะย้ายไปที่ไหนครับและจะทำยังไงแต่หลังไปเที่ยวที่ไทยครั้งแรกผมรู้ว่าผมอยากอยู่ที่นี่นะครับการตัดสินใจที่อยู่ที่นี่มันง่ายมากเลยนะครับแต่เหมือนที่ผมบอกเมื่อก่อนผมคิดถึงครอบครัวคิดถึงพ่อแม่มากๆเลยนะครับคำถามต่อไปมาจากอามิโนเหมือนกันนะครับในมุมมองของแซกที่อยู่อเมริกาก่อนคิดว่าประเทศไทยควรจะพัฒนาเรื่องไหนก่อนเป็นอันดับแรกๆจริงๆแล้วแซกรู้สึกว่ากรุงเทพพัฒนามากกว่าเมืองใหญ่ๆที่อเมริกานะครับแต่นอกจากกรุงเทพเรามีหลายๆอย่างที่สามารถปรับปรุงได้นะครับผมก็อยากเห็นจังหวัดอื่นพัฒนาเหมือนกับกรุงเทพนะครับ Okay, some of the next questions are going to move on to the Thai language and how I've come to speak at this ability after living in here for just about 1 year. The next question from Damien Rith. Hi, how did you learn Thai? And do you have any tips or recommendations? Okay, first off, I don't like saying that I've learned Thai because I'm not fluent at all. I'm moderately conversational, but there's even a lot of things that I still don't pick up on in just regular conversations. So I don't like saying that I've learned Thai because there's so much that I still have to learn. As far as tips and recommendations regarding learning the Thai language, for me, the most important thing is understanding the sounds of the Thai language. And when I say sounds, the first thing that everyone thinks of is the tones. But I don't just mean the tones, I also mean the sounds of the vowels in Thai. I mean the sounds of the consonants in Thai and everything that puts the entire language together. Okay, I don't mean to throw my classmate under the bus, but there's a British student in my class at my language school. You know, we've been studying there for about 9 months. When he tries to say soy ma, he ends up saying this, soy mak, soy mac. And it's like the very first thing that we studied when we started studying 9 months ago was the sounds of the Thai language. So we would literally repeat after the teacher saying all of the vowels of the Thai language. I know there are more. And we would do the same thing with the consonants. We would differentiate between t, and d. And the people that understood the sounds of the Thai language from the get-go are the people that have gone on to succeed with the language the most. And the people that never took the time to learn and fully understand those first lessons are the ones that can't say anything more than สวัสดีครับ and ขอบคุณครับ And even in saying those two phrases right there, สวัสดีครับ, most of the time they're more like สวัสดีครับ. So going back to that example that I said before, my classmate that says soy mac. The thing about the Thai language is that it's nothing like English in this aspect. With different accents in English, for example, the American accent, we would say potato, whereas the English accent would say potato or tomato, things like that, right? You're changing the A vowel from an A sound to an A sound. In Thai, you cannot do that because in Thai, the vowel A and A are two different vowels. So that's the first thing that when my classmate, he says the word ma, which means a lot or very. When he says this word, the first thing he's doing wrong is he's changing the vowel A, ma, to A. That's a completely different vowel and will completely change the meaning of the word. The second thing is understanding the difference between live and dead syllables in the Thai language. So when he says mak, he's aspirating the K sound at the end of the word. But if you know anything about Thai language, you know that there are live and dead syllables, and any sound that ends in gok gai, this character in Thai, that's going to be a dead syllable. So when you end it, mak, your voice just cuts out. It stops there. It's not k, you're not aspirating that sound. So yeah, my biggest advice to everybody that wants to learn the Thai language, the very first thing you should learn is the sounds of the language so that 1 year from now, you're still not speaking using an incorrect accent, mixing up vowel sounds, or using sounds that simply don't exist in the language, like this aspirated K sound that I just said at the end of this word. Next question from Nick on YouTube. How many minutes or hours do you allot each day? Allot? I don't know. Each day to studying Thai. Also, do you use any books or apps to assist in learning? If so, any recommendations? So I go to school 3 days per week, and on those 3 days, I go to school for 2 hours. So on days that I go to school, I will typically spend about 1 hour outside of class on my own studying. On days that I don't go to school, like today, I'll typically spend about 2 hours. Regarding textbooks, all of the textbooks that I use are provided to me by my school. So outside of that, I don't really have any recommendations because, like I said, all the ones that I use are already provided to me. As far as language learning apps, I don't really have any recommendations. The problem with language learning apps is that all of the learning that you're doing is passive. So in most cases with language learning apps, nothing really sticks. But one app that I just started to use, and this was introduced by a friend, it's a very effective flashcard app. I think it's called Alki, A-L-K-I. And yeah, I've just been taking all of the handwritten notes that I have. I'll take a photo of them, send it to ChatGPT, and have ChatGPT make a file that can be imported into this Alki app. The Alki app will literally take this file that was created by ChatGPT and auto-generate these flashcards for me. So that helps a lot with studying vocabulary. Okay, the next two questions I'm going to combine into one. From Ronnie period, do you unlock something after starting to learn Thai? And from Mr. Sharky 1992, do you feel like you have different personalities when speaking and interacting in Thai versus English? If yes, how so? So for me, Ronnie, the thing that I feel like I unlock when I start to learn and speak in Thai is just a different way of thinking. The structure of Thai language and the English language is completely different. So it's not just like living in Thailand that changes your way of thinking. It's literally the language itself. Like you have to think in a completely different way to fully understand the Thai language. So as far as like having different personalities when I speak in Thai and English, yeah, I feel like if you speak Thai to a decent enough level, you almost have to. That's almost forced upon you when you speak these two very different languages. When I speak Thai, I feel a lot more softer and polite, whereas with English, I feel a lot more like direct and yeah, I don't want to say rude, but because I don't think I'm a rude person no matter what language I speak, but everything's a lot more direct and upfront, whereas with Thai, it's like, yeah, we're taught to be soft, be polite, super polite. Okay, the next few questions, we're going to get into Thai culture and some personal opinions. So a question from, I'm not sure how to pronounce this name, 3 Sirin Tip. What do you think about ladyboy in Thailand? This is a good question because I think ladyboys or transgender women in Thailand have a big misconception about them in that they're all sex workers, which just is so far from the truth. And of course, this misconception mostly comes from foreigners who have never even come to Thailand or lived here anyway. But that misconception just couldn't be further from the truth. I have transgender women friends or ladyboy friends, whichever term you want to use, and they're normal people just like everyone else. So I think it's time we stop this misconception or stereotype about ladyboys or transgender women in Thailand and start to treat them like normal people. After all, people in Thailand treat them like normal people. It's mostly just outsiders that look at them like they're some sort of like alien, you know? And that actually leads us into the next question from Nashi Nash. What aspects of Thai culture do you think Western countries can learn from? Now, I'm more speaking from the perspective of America here because I've never lived in Europe, right? So I don't really know what goes on there. But the first thing is the concept of greng jai, which I've talked about before. Greng jai is just the idea of trying to do everything you can to not disturb those around you. So the example that I always use is like getting on the train and not making loud noises. Because if someone's talking really loudly or making loud noises on the train, that's disturbing people around you. That's not greng jai, as we say in Thai, right? And the second thing goes back to that previous questions about like transgender women or ladyboys. In Thailand, nobody has a problem with the transgender community, the gay community. It's just a thing that exists. And whether you're straight, whether you're gay, bisexual, transgender, no matter what you identify as or what your sexual orientation is, people are gonna welcome you and accept you no matter what. And so like, it's so weird. One common complaint that I get or that I hear a lot from Americans back home is that everything has become political. Every topic of life is a political thing now. In Thailand, it's not like that. And you think about it, right? Like, you have the current administration in the US trying to completely take away transgender rights. It's like in Thailand, that would never happen. So like things that should not be political, things that are basic human rights are becoming political things in the US. And that's why there's just so much tension and just chaos going on there right now. That's one thing that I would like to see Western countries, specifically the US, adopt from Thailand. It's just greng jai and just accepting people for who they are and who they want to be. The next question from Madani Muchos. What is your opinion on the stereotype of Falang that come to Thailand looking for Thai girls? Well, this stereotype is one that exists for a reason because there are definitely a lot of Western men that come to Thailand and try to take advantage of Thai women. Like that's for sure a thing. For me and my goal with this content is just to show and lead by example on how you can properly come to Thailand, live a life here, and live one that is going to be respectful to Thai people and their culture. The people that come here to try to take advantage of women, never learn anything about the Thai language, don't respect the Thai culture, and all of these things, I think they're slowly being weeded out by the people who are coming here for the right reasons. And yeah, like I said, that's just my goal with this content. And I understand why that stereotype of Falang exists. Next question from Yasmin Mirazalni. Okay, I'm sorry about the names. How did you navigate settling in, such as finding where to live, where to work, etc.? So the very first thing that I did when I came to Thailand was I looked for a language school to study at. That was literally the first thing. Because when I was back home and I made the decision that, hey, yeah, I want to move here, I read from many different language schools online that they recommend to come here on your 60-day tourist visa, and within the first days of moving here, come to the school and apply. So that's what I did. I had one language school that I saw online and I really loved it. And the second day that I came to Thailand, I went there and tried to apply. They told me that they were booked on classes for the next 4 months and I couldn't apply. So I was like, well, shit, what do I do now? So I went back to my hotel that I was staying in when I first got here, and I was like, okay, well, I gotta look for a different language school. I went to a different language school and I asked if I could apply here and get an education visa with that. And they said, no, we're booked for the next 4 months. And I was like, oh shit. And so then I was like, well, what do I do now? And, you know, the great thing is that, you know, there's so many different language schools here in Thailand. And the third one that I ended up going to is the school that I go to now, ALA Language School. Ironically, my first impression when I walked in there, it was the best out of all the 3 schools that I went to. And the staff were the most helpful. and they were the first school that was openly accepting students. So that's what I did. The very first thing when I got here was make sure that I can stay longer than my tourist visa, that the school will help me transition to the education visa so that I can stay here for longer than just these 60 days. After that, as far as knowing where to live, I had made friends in Thailand from my first trip here. And so I had just asked them like, hey, where do you guys recommend me to stay? You know, like I want to stay in a central area. I'd like to stay in like a modern, you know, skyrise building for my first time here in Thailand. And so I just took their opinions on different areas, looked at different condo buildings online, and then I literally just like went into a condo one day. I was like, hey, do you have any units available? I'd like to tour some and see what's available. Did that for a couple of different buildings, and ultimately I chose one and I moved in about 2 weeks later. So there's also plenty of YouTube videos online about the different areas of Bangkok. Now, as far as where to work, that's a question that you're gonna have to look somewhere else, because before I started making content like this, content about living in Thailand, content about Thai language, I was a gamer. I was a full-time streamer for full-time, I think 4 years, and a streamer in total for about 6 years. When I graduated from university, my stream was in a really good place, and it allowed me to do that full-time. And so I was still doing that when I moved to Thailand. Unfortunately, you know, I kind of lost passion for gaming. You know, gaming wasn't something that I've done my whole life. It was something that I really picked up on more in college. And yeah, I kind of knew it wasn't something that I wanted to do forever. And, you know, after I moved here, I was just like, all right, I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to stop the gaming. I'm going to live off savings for a while, and I'm going to pursue this type of content. So, you know, obviously what I do might be a lot different than what other people do as far as work goes. That's something that you might have to find another resource or get a better answer from somewhere else. Next question from Jackie. Would like you to share more on your monthly expenses living in Bangkok. So my rent is about $400 a month. In electricity bills, it's about $35 a month. Water bills are stupidly cheap here. Like every 3 months, it's about $10. Insurance, I pay for travel insurance. That's about $50 a month. And as far as food costs, I honestly don't know. I haven't really tallied it up, but I would probably estimate that I spend somewhere between $400 to $500 a month in food costs as well. But keep in mind that food cost is like a rough estimate. I have a good balance of eating at really cheap and local restaurants and also some more higher end and expensive ones. But for me, one thing that I save a lot of money with is not going out and partying and spending money on alcohol. Like I don't drink alcohol at all, and I don't really go out and party, so I'm able to save a lot of money that way. คำถามต่อไปจากเฮดฮัมแจ็คมีแพลนที่จะเที่ยวครบ77จังหวัดในไทยนะครับมีครับแจ็คอยากไปทุกจังหวัดในประเทศไทยนะครับตอนนี้แซกน่าจะไป10ถึง11จังหวัดแล้วนะครับคิดก่อนโอเคแซกเคยไปที่ไหนแซกเคยไปแม่ฮ่องสอนเคยไปเชียงใหม่เคยไปกรุงเทพเคยไปชลบุรีเคยไปภูเก็ตที่ไหนอีกจะดูแมปก่อนโอ้เคยไปสุราษฎร์ธานีเคยไปตราดเคยไปสระบุรีลพบุรีโอ้เคยไปโคราชด้วยนะครับ I think that's it แค่นี้ครับแค่นี้ทั้งหมดเท่าไหร่ไม่รู้คำถามต่อไปจากเวนิสลินแซกอยากไปอยู่ที่ไหนในไทยคะถ้าไม่ได้อยู่ในกรุงเทพแล้วแซกน่าจะอยู่เชียงใหม่นะครับเพราะว่าแซกชอบภูเขาชอบสงบโอเคคำถามต่อไปจาก Porsche XX มีเพลงไทยที่ชอบฟังบ้างไหมคะจริงๆแล้วทุกคนแซกไม่ค่อยฟังเพลงไทยนะครับทุกคนขอแนะนำเพลงไทยหน่อยได้ไหมครับแซกอยากเริ่มฟังเพลงไทยเลยนะครับคำถามต่อไปจาก I am Jess เคยพูดผิดเป็นคำฮ่าในภาษาไทยไหมคะเราให้ฟังหน่อยอ๋อเคยครับเคยตอนแซกไปเที่ยวที่ลพบุรีกับสระบุรีกับเพื่อนใช่ไหม Okay, quick Thai lesson guys. So cream is obviously cream. Gan is like a word that we use to protect. Dad is the sun. So cream protect sun. Sunscreen. จริงๆพูดดังตอนนี้ไม่ได้ But what I did wrong was instead of using the word dad, which means sun, I used the word dad, which means vagina. แจ็คถามเพิ่นว่าโอ้มีครีมกันแดดไหมครับ So when I asked this question, everybody was cracking up laughing at me, and at that time I had no idea. I had no idea what I did wrong. So that's definitely a moment that I will remember forever in my Thai language learning journey. Okay, next question from Cody. Have you ever thought about going back to your home country? Not at all, man. I love it here in Thailand. I don't miss America, The only thing I miss in America is my family. That's pretty much it. And maybe having a little bit bigger kitchen because in condos in Thailand, we don't really have big kitchens. But other than that, I don't really miss much. So no, I haven't really thought about going back to America. คำถามสุดท้ายจาก I'm Dream but call me Nightmare คือพี่แซกอยากจะอยู่ที่ไทยตลอดไปไหมคะอยากครับอยากอยู่ที่ไทยตลอดไปนะครับทุกคนขอบคุณที่ดูวิดีโอนะครับอย่าลืมกดไลค์กด subscribe นะครับแล้วก็แซกจะเจอทุกคนในวิดีโอหน้านะครับบ๊ายบาย